In a minute, I've just and asked my father and uncle to come up and cut the ribbon with Gavin Pearce. But introducing Gavin, who I worked with for 20 years. I first met Gavin. He was dressed in a flannelette shirt, delivering water troughs on his farm. He looks a bit sharper today. Gavin and some of the politicians here, although I know are not our elected members, have always taken our phone calls. We're on the border of Lyme, Braddon. A lot of our employees come from Braddon and Bass. Those phone calls have been important and they've helped us all the way through in our 30-year journey here. Politicians of all persuasions. Gavin gave us enormous help earlier this year when we had staff issues and we had a staff member's wife trapped with COVID in South Africa, not allowed back into the country. Anton, an emotional, 2 little daughters at home, his wife and kids, his wife stuck in South Africa who'd gone back to pack up the house and develop and bring some belongings home to say goodbye to her parents. COVID hit, the borders were closed, as Australian citizens she wasn't allowed back in. What do you do? I rang Gavin, I rang Senator Jonathan Dunham. They worked. Gavin was on his way to Parliament, one of the few that were brave enough to go up in the COVID thing. Saw the people at the right desk, and we had Anton's wife's permit within 24 hours. She got the last flight out of Johannesburg. If Anton's here, but his family at the moment, I spoke to him 2 days and he's got 4 family members left in South Africa suffering from COVID. So it just shows what the leadership of the government's done here. So that made me look good, Gavin, because Anton was pretty impressed. I did have to say to him, Anton, we got your wife in with one phone call, we can get you out with one phone. Might be that simple, but it's good. Gavin may not be delivering water troughs to this farm anymore, but he's still delivering for Tasmania and Ashgrove today. We're proud to have him open it. So I'd like Gavin to come up and say a few words. And Dad and Michael and Gavin to cut the ribbon.
Please feel free to move in. I know it's very noisy at the back there, so please come forward. I've only got a little voice and I get quite shy in front of crowds, but can I firstly highlight what Paul said, particularly in the last part of his speech. The way his voice quivered when he spoke about his employees, how much they mean to the Bennett family, and how much they have invested in that family business that is bringing those locals together, bringing those people together, and as they work as that big team. So I think that's key. I think that's certainly key to their success, and I certainly noticed that today, so I thank you for that, not me. To my parliamentary colleagues, and there are quite a few, and I thank you for your attendance today. I've got a short note. To the entire Bennett family, there are far too many to name, but John, I see you down there, and Connie, great to see you again, and the entire Bennett family. To our Deputy Premier, Jeremy Rockcliffe, he's been a stalwart, he's always been there for the industry, he's grown up in the region and he understands the industry. I value his friendship, I work well with him at state level, getting things done for Tasmania in the entire agriculture industry. John O'Dunion. Don't look like John O'Dunion, don't sound like him, not as attractive, not as poster boy as Jono, but what I have to say is certainly from the heart, and we'll thank Jono for all the things that he's done over the last couple of years. To Wayne Johnson, thank you for coming along. Shane Broad, great to see you and all that you do. Congratulations on your new appointment, your new vocation. And I'd like to thank and welcome Laura Richardson. She's recently been appointed as the Regional Manager to Derry Tas. I've worked with Laura for many years, And I think that she is going to be a treasure and a valuable asset for the dairy industry moving forward. So well, it's great to have you on. I rate you, and I think you're going to do big business, big things for the dairy industry in Tasmania. I mean that. Today is an important day, and I'm extremely excited, as you can tell. I come from the industry. As a 14-year-old, I left school and went as a shared dairy farmer. So the industry means a lot to me. At 18, I had to leave that industry because of the downturn in the international milk price. I'm a little young. Many farming families along the coast here have experienced those downturns that we've seen from time to time, that cycling up and down of the industry. But only few have survived, and the Bennetts are one of them. And they've survived because they had the innovation, the ability to look outside the square, the ability to do something different and to back themselves in. And that's exactly what this business is about today. That's exactly who. That is the result of their efforts. They back themselves in, and as a federal government, I'm extremely proud to give those that have a go, to give them a go. You know, that's 600 grand, it's relatively not a lot of money. I see it as an investment. Not only an investment in this operation here, but an investment in the industry, an investment in tourism, an investment in bringing people to our wonderful state. We live in the best part of the best state in the entire world. We really do. The ground that you stand on, those cows out there, everyone have a look at them. Those cattle out there are walking around on the very best preservation soil that is anywhere in the entire globe. We have a generation of farmers now that have that corporate knowledge of farmers that have gone before them, and it's built to the stage where we've got the very best farmers in the world. And I'm looking at a number of them behind me right now. I'm looking at also the best climate in the world, and we see very often the price of land, the agricultural land, rising up and up as people from the mainland, climate refugees with no rain on the mainland, coming to the great state of Tasmania to try and make a living, try and capitalise and buy into the great thing that is Tasmanian agriculture. We're already got it. But what we're not good at, what we've never been good at as Tasmanians, is telling that story. We hide our light under a bushel. We're far too modest. I think we stand on the cusp of something big, particularly with this opening of Ashgrove today. The cusp of us standing up as Tasmanian farmers, as industry leaders, and being proud of our state and selling that. Because the provenance that we have within the Tasmanian agricultural sector, the things that we produce are the very best anywhere in the world. And we need to sell that. The tourists that come here, our visitors from the mainland, from all over the world, they need to see and smell and touch and feel and see the cattle. They need to be part of it. We need to immerse them in it so that then they can go back to their particular homes and they can say to their friends, if you buy something from Tasmania, then that is the very best thing that you can put on your plate. And we're about to back that in today, and I'm so proud, as you can tell. I'm like a lucky father, but I'm so proud of what you've done here as a family. I'm so proud for the example that you give to young people entering the industry. You know, there are young dairy farmers out there and they're struggling. You know, to get into a farm, it's millions and millions and millions of dollars. Sometimes they just need to look at the example set by the Bennett family, by Ashgrove, and say, well, they've given it a crack. The government's been able to support them through that. If they can do it, maybe I can have a crack too. If we can do that for our next generation of farmers and we can preserve that great provenance that we have as a state, then I think we're onto a winning recipe. So I'm proud. I can't thank all those enough who have contributed to the project. I think the investment that was made as a federal government, as a state government, will certainly pay dividends. This is not money down a hole. The return back from those dividends will come in presenting that provenance to the world. And I can't thank you enough. So, well done.